I made a pact with myself last night saying, you need to take care of yourself. You know, you're the only person who can take care of you. Just a lot of things have happened lately, and it made me want to love myself a little bit, you know? I decided the first step was cleaning my room. So I'm gonna take you on this journey with me of changing up my lifestyle and taking care of myself. So what I mean by that is I'm not only just gonna clean my room and have it be that, but I'm gonna change a lot of my habits. So I'm going to find a routine. I'm going to work out every day. I know it's easier said than done because I failed at that for a long time. And I'm going to do more of a set routine, you know, actually meal prep a little bit better so that I don't just end up eating whatever or like an apple or nothing. Like the next day, just like fill myself with food because I'm so hungry because I know that's not healthy. And I usually tend to be pretty good about, you know, eating healthy and eating every day. It's just sometimes when I get too busy, I forget about myself and I'm like, have I eaten today? Did I eat yesterday? And it's just like, why wouldn't you take care of yourself, you know? And people say that to me all the time, like, you need to take care of yourself, but to me, I was never important. And that sounds crazy and weird, but it's the truth. I never saw myself as an essential part of anything. I thought my sole purpose on this planet is to help my mother out and my brother and my sister, and, you know, be kind of the support for my family. But I realize I can't be that support if I'm not okay myself. I tried withstanding a lot of issues for a really long time, and I just kept putting myself on the back burner and saying, you don't deserve to be happy. You don't need to buy things for yourself. You don't, you know, like, how selfish can you be by thinking you deserve a new pair of pants, you know? Like, there's kids in Africa that don't have a pair of pants. Why do you need a new pair just because these are slightly ripped? Like, you know? I was that person, and so I had a pair of jeans that was ripped at the butt. And I kept them, and I would wear them with, like, a sweatshirt tied around my waist, and it's not okay. I realized that. But to me, I wasn't a priority. And so that started changing this year, and I started thinking, I need to, you know, reward myself because I've been doing a lot of things, and I've been putting myself through college and working all these jobs and being a full-time student. I finally got my physics degree. It's just, I know people everywhere have struggles, and I know my struggles may seem like nothing to some people, but everybody has their own struggles, and they're difficult to each person in an individual way. Working so hard, not having time for myself, ending up in the ER about 6 times in a year is not okay. And so I decided to change it up. I decided I needed to have friends because I didn't have friends before. Like, I had friends at school and stuff, but I wasn't, like, I didn't go out with them and, like, do much outside of school. My really, really good friends in Mexico, but I moved away. And the issue is, once I moved away, we each were in college doing our own thing, have different majors. So it was just like, we didn't really like split up or whatever, but it wasn't the same, you know? We couldn't hang out, we couldn't like call each other whenever. It was much more limited. Not like I could before, like I wasn't really allowed to like talk on the phone and stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, it felt like I would bother them if I tried to call them when I was free. And they were always really sweet and nice about everything. But in the same way, I thought, I need someone here, you know, and I need to go out and I need to have fun and I need to relax a little bit because not everything is work, 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 study, 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 sleep, watch a few TV shows to get your mind out of whatever issues I had. So it was tough, but I've gotten over it. I've graduated, I've gotten a job. Everything is looking up and I'm really excited, really happy. But at the same time, I can't really move on until I take care of myself. If I just have a job and continue to work 24/7 and then binge watch TV when I get home and not really take care of myself, I'm still indulging in the same idea, the same issue. So this is my plan, and to keep myself accountable, I'm going to be posting these videos to show the progress. So the first video going up is my room cleanup video, it may not be done today. So I still have to go to the university. I have to get some papers and stuff. So I'm not dedicating my time 100% to this. But little by little, it'll happen. And I'm also documenting my daily workout, my daily progress with the room. So my goal is also to get back into a lot of the stuff that I loved. So I love dancing, I love drawing and coloring and a lot of artsy things. My mom never was a fan of me doing anything artsy as a job. She always said, that can be your hobby, but give me a degree that'll maintain you throughout your life. And so I got a physics degree because, that was the easiest choice. So I have my degree, and now I have a job that's stable and it gives me benefits and whatnot. As a teacher, I know the salary is not like the best I could get with a physics degree, but I don't need much money. I know that like people are like, that's a waste of your degree, whatever. I'm fine with it. I studied physics because I like physics, and I want to continue studying physics at some point. But right now what I need is a stable job that gives me a stable income for me to live somewhere and be able to send money to my mom and my siblings. And that's good enough for me. It's a job that won't stress me out too much. I love working with kids. I've also did a minor in education, so I kind of know what I'm doing. I've been a tutor for a really long time. I still, to this day, tutor physics and math. And I love science, and I love getting people excited about science. So being a teacher is something that I really wanted to do. Now, I don't want to be a teacher forever, of course. I really do want to follow up on the physics. It makes me happy. It makes me excited. There are many things that make me happy. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to do art. And so one of my goals is to do one thing from everything I love this year that is coming, 2018. And I want to get in the habit of doing projects and having fun, basically. I know that sounds kind of sad, but it's true in a way. There are weeks and weeks that I would go without talking to people, and weeks and weeks of me just playing video games or watching anime or whatever, and not actually interact with people. So I would leave my room very early, so I wouldn't have to see my landlady or anybody else. I would get to school, I would have my headphones on, I would watch whatever, have breakfast, go to class, get out of class, run to my next class. I would try to avoid interaction with people as much as possible. And it wasn't healthy, and it wasn't making me happy. So I decided to start talking to people and start having a little bit more social interaction. For an introvert like me, it's hard, Sometimes I would go to a party or something, not really like a party, but like hang out with a few friends. To me, that's a party. If there's more than 2 people, that's a party. So I would hang out with friends, and it would be just for like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours tops, like hanging out with a group of people. Sometimes we would study and hang out or stuff like that, like study, go get food, talk a little bit, come back, study a little bit more, take another break, that kind of stuff. And even that was like physically exhausting. And the next day I would just like not want to leave my room. Not want to talk to anybody. And I don't know, it's difficult because yes, I want to hang out with people. I want to have friends. I want to have people to talk to. But at the same time, it's so exhausting on introverted people to actually make an effort and get dressed and go out and talk to people and then come back home. And just by the time you get home, you're so physically and emotionally exhausted. You don't want to get up for like a week. That's how bad I don't know if it's social anxiety or whatever it is. I'm not a medical psychologist or something where I can confirm any kind of mental health issue I may have, but I just think of myself as an introverted person, and that it's very hard for me to spend several days with people. Even with my family, if I was with them for several hours, I would be exhausted, like as if I had been running a marathon. Sometimes we would just be sitting on the couch for hours, like talking and watching movies and stuff, but even that was exhausting on me, and so I would lock myself in my room for hours or maybe a day, and my mom wouldn't like that. She would be very angry and say that I had to spend family time every day and whatnot. And what really annoyed me was that people don't see this as like something real. They're just like, oh, you're just in your puberty phase and you don't want to spend time with your family. And like, that's not it. I really want to spend time with you guys. It's just I need time by myself to like recharge. I feel like that Energizer bunny, and at some point the battery runs out, and I need to put in new batteries. And for me to put in new batteries, I need to be by myself. And people didn't get that. And people wanted to be several days with me. And I'm like, I can do today or I can do tomorrow, but I can't do both, you know? And I've never really had people understand why. Mexico has a very taboo opinion on introverted people. It's not a thing. Everybody has to know your whole life story, even like people at the grocery store are asking you every little detail of your life, and you're expected to answer. So it's tough growing in that kind of society that's very open and very vocal and very social, and you're not like that. Getting away from that was helpful. But then I went into like hermit phase, in which I didn't interact with anybody for like a year. Like I would FaceTime my friends maybe once every couple of months, and that was good, and I would call home every day because they would get mad if I didn't, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't actually like having to pay attention to people and sit there with them near. I don't know what it is that made me so exhausted, but there was just something about that I couldn't deal with. And normally when I meet people, I'm a very nice and friendly person, and I have plenty of friends. Like, I feel like I'm quite popular. I know a lot of people, and that's not like to brag or something. It's just I tend to leave a good impression on people, and people seem to like hanging out with me. I feel like I have a good amount of friends, and a good amount of acquaintances acquired over the years. But when I say I'm introverted, people don't think so. They're like, no, you're like really social. Like, you talk to us. And I'm like, yeah, being introverted is not like I'm never going to talk to somebody I get introduced to. Like, that's not what it is. It's just, it's exhausting to have to deal with the presence of other people near you all the time. I feel like that's more of an accurate definition of an introvert. It's not that you can't socialize. It's more that it's difficult for you to socialize for whatever reason. Whether it be because you have anxiety issues and you feel like people aren't going to like you, or you don't know how to go about talking to others, or whether it is because, like me, you now have a better grasp on how to relate to people and how to fit in a little bit better, but it just takes a toll on you. You know, it becomes really hard to deal with. So, yeah, I feel like I have more control over it now. This past year, I've been hanging out with people. I've been teaching every single day and having to be at the front of the classroom and talking to kids every day and having one-on-one tutoring sessions, and it's worked really well. But at the same time, Saturdays and Sundays, I was just like, I'm out. Don't talk to me. Don't be near me. Because it was my recovery. You know, I had to lock myself up in my room. Sometimes I wouldn't even call home because it was just too exhausting to talk to people at home too. You know, like I'm talking to people at school all day and then get home and have to talk to people again. It was just way too much. And I feel like I'll eventually be able to do stuff like that. But for now, I think I'm good where I'm at. I just want to take care of myself a little bit more. I want to make sure I put my mental and actual health in check and that I feel happy. You know, it's tough, but I want to just be able to end every day on some sort of happy note. I know it's impossible to be happy every single day of your life, every little moment of your life, but I tend to be quite positive, and I want to continue being that way. And I hope to be able to find a little bit of happiness in every day. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm going on this journey. You know, I have many other issues that I've dealt with that I won't mention, but I have to take medication every day, and I have to live a healthy lifestyle. And this is what I want this channel and project kind of to be about. I want to be a little healthier, I want to be happier, and I want to stick to my goals. And so that's where this comes about. I don't think anybody will ever see this channel, but if you do, and you feel kind of the same way, know you're not alone, and that you can start this with me too. You know, if you find this video maybe 10-15 years after I posted, or maybe just a few months after I posted or whatever, you know, you can start this as well for yourself. We can be like buddies on this and keep tabs on each other. I don't know why I can't talk right now. Make sure we're, you know, making our goals happen, and we're staying healthy and happy, and I think that's all you can ask for. So I'm gonna get started cleaning my room.